oldest, most storied, battle-scarred and proud show, I think, in television. Sad and angry and disgusted to see the news that unfolded in the 48 hours since. We're talking about the direct, close-range murder.
Tony Dokoupil being named the new anchor of CBS Evening News as part of a major network revamp led by Bari Weiss. This announcement dropped on December 10th, 2025, and it's already sparking debates across the industry and social media. I'll break down all the details, from Dokoupil's background to the reasons behind this move, the controversies involved, and what it means for CBS going forward. Stick around because we'll also look at public reactions and expert opinions. Let's get into it. First off, who is Tony Dokoupil? At 44 years old, he's an Emmy Award-winning journalist with a solid track record in TV news. He joined CBS News back in 2016 as a correspondent and quickly rose through the ranks. Since 2019, he's been co-hosting CBS Mornings alongside Gayle King and Nate Burleson, bringing a mix of hard-hitting interviews and relatable storytelling to morning viewers. His resume includes covering massive stories like the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, the October 7 terror attack in Israel, and even the papal conclave in Roma. He's interviewed heavyweights such as Bill Gates, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Hillary Clinton. Beyond TV, Dokoupil has written a memoir and hosted a streaming show, showing he's got depth beyond the anchor desk. In his own words from the announcement, he said, "After 20 years in journalism, traveling through all 50 states and talking with people in hundreds of far-flung American places, I realize why a country this big needs a show this ambitious. The strength of our nation is that we benefit from fair reporting and the open discussion of all ideas. For more than 60 years, the evening news has been a bedrock of that process. I'm honored to join a fearless team at this important moment, and with what I can promise is a commitment to trust and the plain truth." Now, why this change? CBS Evening News has been in a bit of a rut. It's the network's flagship nightly broadcast, airing weekdays at 6:30 p.m. ET and streaming on Paramount+, but it's consistently ranked third in viewership.
Suicide bombings, cafe bombings, bus bombings, and we just saw their militants kill hundreds of people at close range. What will they do with the hostages? I don't know, but look at their history. There's a clear answer here, and understandable fear
behind ABC's World News Tonight and NBC Nightly News. The previous anchor, Nora O'Donnell, held the role since 2019, but stepped away earlier this year. In the interim, CBS tried a dual anchor setup with John Dickerson and Maurice Dubois, but that didn't boost ratings, and both are now leaving the network. Enter Bari Weiss, the new editor-in-chief who started in October 2025. Weiss, a former New York Times opinion writer and founder of the Free Press, was brought in by Paramount's owner, billionaire David Ellison, after his Skygance Media acquired her outlet. Her mission? To shake things up, broaden the audience, and adapt to the era of social media and online news, where traditional broadcasts are losing ground. This appointment is one of her first major moves, and she's framing it as a return to core journalistic principles. Weiss has been vocal about her vision. In the announcement, she praised Dokoupil, saying, "We live in a time in which many people have lost trust in the media. Tony Dokoupil is the person to win it back. He believes in old-school journalistic values, asking the hard questions, following the facts wherever they lead, and holding power to account. Americans hungry for fairness will see that on display night after night." Under her leadership, alongside CBS News president Tom Sabrowski, the evening news is set for a full overhaul. Dokoupil starts on January 5th, 2026, and plans to hit the road right away, getting out from behind the desk for a cross-country tour to meet viewers in cities and towns across America. This isn't just about reading the news, it's about engaging directly with the audience to rebuild that lost trust. Weiss has also made other hires, like bringing in Matt Gutman from ABC News.
Committed adventurers, explorers, scientists, they wanted to be down there. So they were doing something that was a major and exciting part of their life.
Chief correspondent, signaling more changes ahead. And don't forget, CBS Mornings will likely see its own shakeup now that Dokoupil is moving to evenings. But this isn't without controversy. Dokoupil has been in the spotlight before, notably for his September 2024 interview with author Ta-Nehisi Coates on CBS Mornings. During the chat about Coates' book on Israel and Palestinians, Dokoupil challenged him on perceived biases, which led to internal backlash at CBS. Some staffers accused Dokoupil of bias himself, but the Free Press, Weiss's former outlet, defended it as tough but fair journalism. This has fueled debates about Dokoupil's stance on Israel. He's been described as an Israel defender in some coverage, and his appointment under Weiss, who has strong views on journalistic integrity and has focused on Israel-related stories, has raised eyebrows. Critics argue this could tilt CBS towards a more conservative or pro-Israel bent, especially given Weiss's background as a self-described rebel outsider with no prior TV newsroom experience. Speaking of opinions, the media world is split. Poynter called it an uninspiring decision, saying it feels like the status quo rather than the bold shakeup Weiss was hired for. They noted that while Dokoupil is qualified, choosing an internal candidate echoes hires from decades ago, missing a chance for real innovation in a declining broadcast landscape. The New York Times highlighted that Weiss had considered outsiders like Fox News' Bret Baier, but went with Dokoupil instead. On the positive side, some see it as a win for traditional journalism, with Weiss aiming for town halls and debates to make the show more engaging. The Hollywood Reporter emphasized Dokoupil's role in leading the overhaul, positioning him as key to Weiss's goal of winning back viewers. Over on X, formerly Twitter, reactions are heated and polarized. Journalist Dean Obeidallah slammed it, saying, "This is the same Tony Dokoupil who slammed Ta-Nehisi Coates. This is why Ellison hired Weiss to feed us right-wing propaganda. Turn the channel." Aaron Rupar called it a big step in Bari Weiss's process of turning CBS into Fox News Light. Zetio News shared a clip of Coates criticizing Dokoupil, amplifying the controversy. On the flip side, user Herbie K praised it. "Great choice, and thank God Bari Weiss is returning CBS to the world of accuracy." Others, like Jim Stewartson, worried CBS is becoming Rumble Light, while Eric Deggans pointed out the optics of replacing a journalist of color, Maurice Dubois, with Dokoupil. Even Connie Chung weighed in critically on the overall state of CBS under Weiss. These posts show how this hire is touching on bigger issues like media bias, trust, and diversity. So what does this mean for the future? CBS is betting on Dokoupil to revitalize evening news in a tough market. With Weiss at the helm, we might see more focus on accountability journalism, but critics fear an ideological shift. Viewership will be the ultimate judge. Will this tour and overhaul draw people back, or will it alienate others? Only time will tell, starting January 5th.